Today's topic is about the plaster of Paris. It's one of the salts of the unit that's called acid, base, and salts. So first of all, the common name of plaster of Paris. Common name. What's the common name of plaster of Paris? It's commonly called as POP. That's plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris. What is the chemical name? Chemical name of this compound, that is calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate. What's hemihydrate? That's half hydrate. Half hydrate means that it contains half water of crystallization. So its chemical name is calcium sulfate hemihydrate or half hydrate. So this is the chemical name. Now the chemical formula. Chemical formula of this compound is, so that's calcium sulfate, CaSO4 half of H2O. So this is the chemical formula of plaster of Paris. It's calcium sulfate, CaSO4 half of H2O, half of water molecule. For this water, half of water is called the water of crystallization. What's water of crystallization? Which is present in the crystals of the salt, and it does not wet the salt because it's a part of the crystals of the salt. So why it's called plaster of Paris? So there's a background why it is called plaster of Paris. Actually the compound, the substance from which it's obtained, that is gypsum. And gypsum is in ancient times it was obtained. It came from the Paris, the place which is known as the Paris. That's why it's called plaster of Paris. Actually, it's not obtained from this Paris. The substance from which this POP is derived, that's actually obtained from Paris. That's why it's called plaster of Paris. Now, how it's obtained, how it's prepared in the laboratory, this POP, as you know that this plaster of Paris, it's obtained from gypsum. So the raw material for the preparation of this plaster of Paris, that's gypsum. What's gypsum? Gypsum is nothing but calcium sulfate dihydrate. Calcium sulfate dihydrate. So the chemical formula of gypsum is calcium sulfate dihydrate. Chemical formula of POP is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. So this contains two water molecules. This contains half water molecule as water of crystallization. So this is calcium sulfate 2 times water of crystallization. So this is gypsum. So the raw material for obtaining POP, that's gypsum, how it's obtained from it? It is actually this gypsum, it is heated. Gypsum is heated. So this is calcium sulfate 2 times water. This is gypsum. When it is heated to about 100 degrees Celsius. So when it is heated to about 100 degrees Celsius, it loses 1/4 of its water of crystallization, and we get here that's POP. Like this is CaSO4 half of H2O plus 1/2 of H2O. So this is what? This is POP. So how POP is obtained? It's obtained by heating gypsum to about 100 degrees Celsius. When gypsum is heated to about 100 degrees Celsius, it loses 1/4 of its water, and we get here POP. That's calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Actually, there's this gypsum should be heated here in a controlled way. That is, it should be heated to only about 100 degrees Celsius. It should not be more than 100 degrees Celsius. Because if we heat the gypsum more than 100 degrees Celsius, it loses all its water of crystallization. It can lose all its water of crystallization. And that time, this POP is not formed. At that time, calcium sulfate, CaSO4 anhydrous, is formed at that time. So what's anhydrous calcium sulfate? Which does not contain any water of crystallization. And what's the time at which it's formed? It's formed when this gypsum it is heated more than 100 degrees Celsius. So in order to get POP, we should give gypsum to a heat only about 100 degrees Celsius. When we give more than 100 degrees Celsius to heat, it can lose all its water of crystallization. So at that time, anhydrous calcium sulfate is formed and not this POP and not POP. Now this was a preparation of POP. Now what are the various properties of POP? Properties. It shows only two important properties here. First property is that it's a white powdery substance. It is a white powdery substance. So this is the first property. Second property of POP is that it sets into a hard mass on wetting with water. So this POP, it sets into a hard mass. It gets set into a hard mass on wetting with water. Actually, when it is reacted with water, it comes in contact with water, it forms gypsum once again. I can show you the reaction here. For example, this is POP, CaSO4, half of water. When it comes in contact with water, it gets set into a hard mass, that is gypsum, CaSO4 2 times water. So whenever we store this POP, it always should be stored in moisture-proof containers or water-proof containers. And if it comes in contact with water, it gets destroyed. It gets turned into calcium sulfate dihydrate, which is called as gypsum. This is POP. So it should always be stored in moisture-proof containers, or it should always be stored in water-proof containers, so that it will not get destroyed. Now what are the uses? It has some important uses. This POP, it has some important uses. Use of POP. First, it is used in hospitals. To ensure the correct healing of fractured bones. So whenever a person gets fractured by some reasons, he can be treated by giving him the POP to ensure the correct healing of his fractured bone. So this is one of the important use of POP. Second, it is used for making toys. Second is ornaments, decorative materials, blackboard, chalk, statues. These are some of the important uses of POP. That's it's used for making toys, ornaments, decorative materials, blackboard, chalk, statues. Third, it is used as a fire proofing material. It's used as a fire proofing material. It does not get burned. So while fireproof material is used, we can take as in the form of POP. Fourth is it is used to seal air gaps in laboratories where airtight containers are to be used. It is used to seal air gaps in laboratory experiments where airtight containers are used. Okay? So it's used to seal air gaps in laboratory experiments while airtight containers are used. So these were the important uses of POP.